Hey everybody, it's Ozone, and we are back on the Vault Hunters SMP with the Leftovers. It's been a few days since we did the big event, appeased the Vault Gods, and we're now finally free to leave the Void area. But honestly, I've got some projects that I've already started here, and I want to keep going on them for the time being. In the last episode, I went into iSpawners, and I've spent the time in between working on a spawner setup down in the basement. I've also won a few more levels, and I'm now level 40. And once you hit level 40, the game kind of changes. Now, instead of just getting stuff from the vaults, you've got to worry about god favors. And I want to get into all that in a little bit. Plus, there's just a whole bunch of maintenance that I want to do. Look at this shield. Isn't that amazing? I got an Omega transmog from one of the vaults that I ran, and I think it looks great up there as like a crest. But actually, I do want to re-roll it. I think I'm going to transmog just another shield and put it up there because it's such an amazing model and a really cool decoration. But that Omega could actually get some stats that I want to keep. Well, we'll come back to that in a little bit. For right now, I want to go down into the basement and show you the mob spawner area. It's, beware, it's a little different down here. What? Everybody's got a little bit of a dark side, right? So we've got poor Grum back here hanging out, literally. We've got this big cage area where I've got the space set up for the spawner to actually go. We've got another little prisoner over here. You know, he's thinking hard about the choices that he's made in life. And overall, I really like the looks of this. I mean, every castle has to have a dungeon, right? Yeah, but let me know what you think. When it comes to building, this is kind of stretching my skills, but I really like how it's turned out. But while I've got the space for the mob spawner all set up, the mob spawner itself is not yet set up. Those are all over here in the barrel, because I wanted to wait and do this with you guys. When it comes to the spawner for iSpawners, it follows the same rules as normal spawners in that you need a 9x9x9 area where the mobs can spawn. And I think I need another chain up there. I think. All right, so let's put the spawner right there in the middle. Now the chains do two things that I think are important. First of all, it prevents a mob from spawning on top of the spawner itself. I think that they could still spawn and maybe clip a lip of it, and I might have to change that. But at the same time, it also looks really good, right? It's a really good decorative. Now I want to make sure that there are 4 blocks underneath here. And yep, sure enough, there are 4 blocks underneath there, so we did need that extra chain. And when it comes to the floor, we want all those mobs to get funneled into this area right here, and that's going to happen with these fast vector plates. There are different kinds of vector plates, and fast vector plates are the second tier. You know, we can get a lot faster, but the bottom line is it's a mob farm. We don't really need anything faster. And I probably didn't even need to go with the fast ones as it is. But we just put these down and point all of the mobs into this middle channel. And I want this one middle channel to go right here to where we're going to be killing the mobs. And you notice that I'm shifting and crouching as I'm placing these things because they don't affect you while you're crouching. And that is going to be really important for trying to maintain this area in the future. But if I do let go, woo, we flip from all the way to the other side. So vector plates are a lot of fun. I've gone into Dark Utilities pretty much every single playthrough that I've been through just because these things are so useful. For right now, I'm going to put a bonfire right there because I think that's going to be the best way to try to kill the mobs. It's not a player kill, and it's not as fast as some of the other things that we can do, but it's very reasonable in terms of expenses. So there we go. The mob farm is all set up. Now if I stand right here, I should, just with my magnet, pick up all the drops. That's the plan. But first we have to put an egg into the spawner up there. So really when it comes to this, you want to have a collection of all different kinds of mob eggs. And I really only need one kind for every single mob that we're going to be farming here. I think I'm going to put my collection of mob eggs right over here. I've got them in this shulker box right now. So we've got cats, which really don't give anything. Cod, which definitely gives something that we can use. Flutters. I don't know what these drop, honestly. This is an Alex's mob, and I think they probably don't spawn anything, but they also sound like they're going to fly around, so not very useful inside this particular mob farm. A salmon, sheep, cow, these are going to be our staples. Pigs, chickens. When we need regular resources, these are going to be the ones that we really are going to be trying to use. I think these are mostly good for our neutral mobs that we're going to actively be farming. Bees, they're not going to work in this thing because they're going to fly around. Probably the same as the flutters. And I don't think dolphins really spawn anything new. So let's put our eggs over here and start off with a cow. Cow's going to be super easy to try to get that to do. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a real good way to get in here, so I just have to pillar up and do this by hand. But there we go. And cows. Look at all those cows. We're going to have so much beef. And like I said, I should just need to stand here. The soul fire's kind of taken a long time, only doing 2 points per cow, and they keep bumping each other out of the way. It does work, but it's not as good as I would like, honestly. So it is working. It's a little slower than I would like. We're getting to have too much of a backlog in here. Too many entities. All right, we got to come up with something better here. Now, there are these bamboo spikes that we can try. I don't know if they're going to do any better. But the other thing that we can really do is this damage plate. This damage plate is fairly expensive, a couple black chromatic steel and a pog, but easily doable at this level. It is the basis of the player damage plate, which I was saying in the last episode that I wanted to be able to make. So the damage plate should be good enough, I would think. But I want to try the spikes first. For science! So let's try to lift up this campfire here and place down some bamboo spikes. I don't think that's really where I want it to be. There we go. Bamboo spikes. And let's try that again. Let's see what numbers we're getting on this. Last time it was 2. The bamboo spikes are doing 2 and more likely 3. So the bamboo spikes are actually faster than the soul campfire. Pretty amazing. But it looks like it's not quite keeping up anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with the damage plate, I think. So like I said, it's pretty expensive, but at this stage in the game, pretty easily doable. There we go. Now the question is, how well does this damage stack up when we're doing the cow test? Do you like how I did that? It's called the cow test now. It's all in the name of science. So here we go. Oh, wow. They are dying really, really quickly. How much damage are they doing? 4, 5, 6. I saw a 6 in there. But wow, definitely able to keep up with the output of the iSpawner. This is going to make things so much better, especially when we get into the hostile mobs and they start having more hit point. I'm really glad I put in the resources and made that damage plate. When I can do it, I'll upgrade it to a player damage plate, because that counts as a player kill, but honestly, there's not a lot that really matters with that. Wither skeletons for their skulls is probably about the only thing that we really care about, because we're not going to get any looting effect. Even though it's considered a player kill, it doesn't use you or your sword, so it doesn't apply any looting. It just counts as a generic player kill. But, oh, this is so nice. So many resources, so easy to do. Now, just for an experiment's sake, I want to try the tropical fish. I think tropical fish is something that we've had some struggles with in terms of the altar. Well, before we could leave the void anyway. So will this generate tropical fish even though there's no water? Absolutely. And so we still get all of the tropical fish. They do this. They're certainly doing a very weird dance, and they're going to die even without the player damage plate. But we can definitely get tropical fish this way. Now, the neutral mobs are definitely useful, especially when it comes to vault hunters and that old vault altar, but the hostile mobs are where the fun is at. So you can take these mystery eggs and convert them into a hostile mystery egg before you roll them up, and that's what I'm about to do right now. Overall, recipe is not too bad. I've got 17 of these mystery eggs. Let's go ahead and get them all crafted up. Rolling up mystery eggs is always so much fun. Let's see what we get. Let's see. Ooh, that is a slime. Interesting. This one is a zoglin. Yeah, slime. That's cool. Zombie? Zombie. Oh, Enderman. Although I don't think the Enderman will stay put inside that area. Probably won't work. All right, what else we got? Looks like a blaze. Yep. Looks like another Enderman. Another zombie. That is, I think, a creeper? No, a witch. The witch would be good. Another Enderman. Another zombie. That one's different. That one, drown. Ooh, they give copper. That one also is different. Magma Cube. Very nice. Is that different? That is. The Wither. That is so rare. Oh my God. I'm going to have to give that to somebody that's got Cagerium. It'll never work with iSpawners. Wow. Okay. That is a skeleton. Good, good. Cave spider. Another Magma Cube. And what is that one? A stray. Well, we certainly got some good spawn eggs for the old mob farm here. Oh, I am really happy with that. So I'll put all these unique ones in here, and they can be used in the farm just by swapping out the egg. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's do some Magma Cube. Why not? And the Wither, oh boy, I am going to have to keep that one safe. Now, all of these others, they can be re-rolled into another mystery egg, and I'll do that at a later date. So we pop in the old Magma Cube, and oh my, they hurt. That hurt me a lot more than I anticipated. I don't know that they'll get me through here, but we've certainly got a lot of Magma Cream already. Oh, don't you love to see it? I know I do. It's a work of art. It's a thing of beauty. I just love good farms. Next on my list, though, is catching up on the quests. It's been quite a long time since I've done quests, and I'm really, really far behind because we're level 40 and we need to be doing these quests down here, and I've got all of these other quests in between. I was stuck on interacting with an alchemy archive, but I was able to complete that in a vault with Fert and Seiji the other day, and I just forgot to collect the reward. So here we go, we'll collect that. Now it's all about a whole bunch of other benches that really I've already done. So we've got to acquire a modifier workbench, which is already right here. So we'll pop that guy here in our hand, and we got it. And the modifier workbench, in a nutshell, is a really, really nice tool station because it allows you to put specific modifiers on your gear. You can only add one modifier to a piece of gear like this, but being able to choose which modifier you add to your gear can be super, super valuable. And next up, we have the wardrobe, which I've already got one right here. All we got to do is interact with it. There we go. Done. And of course, the wardrobe lets you store different gear sets so you can swap them out easily, which is what I do for my vault gear versus my overworld gear. And we get another wardrobe for doing that, which seems a little weird. All right, interact with a skill altar. I've already got the skill altar. There we go. We're just speeding through these quests. We get some more skill orbs. Interact with the transmog table. Well, I just did, so there we go. And again, we get to complete that. All right, now we are up to catalysts, and this is where the game starts to get a little bit more interesting, I guess, if you will. So I realized that when it comes to the layout of the castle here, I had a whole workstation area that I was kind of neglecting, and that's all about catalysts. So I moved the relic pieces on around and set up this little area for my catalysts. And we start off right here with the catalyst infusion table, but there is also going to be the inscription table. Now I've got a catalyst that I bought in the black market, but I've also got a few that I've made up. And so you need this mystical essence in order to basically take a standard vault catalyst and make it magic. And then you'll get some random stuff, right? So you'll get a good modifier always and a negative modifier sometimes. You can get them that have no negatives. But now I can add this to the crystal, and you can add more than one catalyst. There are rules about it, and sometimes you run out and they won't let you do it anymore, but basically these let you craft the crystal into having the kinds of modifiers that you want. In this case, we get extra gilded chests, but we also get a random negative modifier. And those negatives are sometimes really bad and sometimes not so bad. But for the quest, I got to apply it to a crystal. So luckily I have this crystal that I just completed here. Again, you just do this in an anvil. And now we see that it has these modifiers added to it. But the point was to complete the quest, so now we complete the quest. That's a weird one. What is up with my quest? My quests are bugged out. Great, I wanted to get to these quests in this episode. In the meantime, looks like it might be time for another vault. Vert just hopped online, and he's always up for a vault run. And so I need to spend my skill points, and that was one of the other things that I wanted to get to today anyway. Because now that I'm level 40, I got 2 expertise points to spend, and I was saying that Divine is something that I feel like you must do. Divine is where you start to get an affinity. You've got a built-in affinity to the gods. Because by default, you have no affinity, and starting at level 40, you need to be worrying about those god altars. So, I definitely feel like putting points into the Divine expertise is the way to go to help get you started down that road. So I've got 2 expertise. We're going to put both of them into Divine, giving me a 20% affinity. As for my skill points, I have been liking Fireball. It's a little underpowered at only level 2, so I feel like I need to put another couple points into that. Storm Cloud is still quite powerful, and you know what? Honestly, I think I'm just going to put them all into Fireball. That ought to make that Fireball real powerful. The problem that I run into is my mana can't keep up with it. But that's a problem for later on. I like having the ability anyway.
Oh, wait. Before we go in. Ozone. Princess Ozone. A present for you. May Tenos be with you.
Oh, thank
Should've
you.
recorded that. Yeah.
Are you going to want to do the altar if we do, or are we both going to try to do another?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
We both can.
Wait, we both
I would
can?
wait until. Yeah. Yep. You can even do multiple. You just can't have multiple active at once.
And we both can't both do the same one.
Correct.
Yeah, right. But yeah, this will be my first one going in with an altar available. So yeah.
Oh heck yeah! It's gonna be.
But you were gonna say you would wait until we get the scav done.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I would wait until we're at least in a fairly good place,
Yeah.
and then like around 15 minutes is where I would do it if you want to make sure that we complete, or like if it's a terrible scav, maybe we don't complete. But
Right. Because if you fail and you get cursed pretty bad, you want to just be able to go.
yes, it can be rough. It's kind of worth it in some regards to just push it, but if you're still leveling or like you're just getting comfortable with 40, which I feel like is reasonable right
definitely.
now, maybe not.
I think it might even be I think it's even a 41 crystal. It's I forgot to level it down. Oh well.
Oh, that's it. So Sturcat and I actually finished a triple cursed vault, and it was scary.
Yeah.
It was straight up scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we got enlightened. Is that more? That's more XP, right?
Yep.
All right.
I got a zombie. Yours is.
Ribcage.
I think you're gonna be okay. That's the easiest rare though. Like the ores are the easiest ones to get.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I've got an ore for bounty for an ore. So.
I think we can do it.
Wow, 2830. Holy smokes! Are you maxed out? On
No,
your relic
there's
type?
one more.
There's one more. What's
I'm
your
gonna
last
put
set?
a bounty on it. I need one relic piece.
The Nazar set, right?
Yes, it's the blue one from the Nazar set, and I'm just gonna put a bounty on it.
I got a spare. I got a dupe.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Dear Princess Ozone, that's gonna be worth something. I'll give you an IOU for it.
I would just give it straight up, but I've got a dupe of all things.
I'm cutting that out. You'll never do that for me, and you'll take the IOU. You greedy royalty, you. I'm just a peasant to you, aren't I?
Of course, yes.
You
Out of my sight. Let's go.
I'll paint it for you. Hey, look at this. Well, I think we found your wishbone or whatever.
Yeah. Stuff just spawned in.
Careful.
Yep. Let's just fill her up.
My magnets off.
And
Are you good?
whoa, that was a lag
just
spike
lagged.
and a half. Wow.
You were just standing still on my screen. I was like just trying to save you. that was terrifying.
Oh yeah, that was scary. Wow. Yeah, I was kind of running around a little crazy, and I was down to 3 hearts.
Oh, I'm I'm gonna send you coordinates. You may want to come back to this place because I found a Tenos altar.
Okay, awesome.
I'd say around now you're safe to go to that Tenos if you wanted to.
18 minutes, and then we'll have 11 minutes to finish.
Yeah, it's like 7 to 9 minutes or so that you end up.
Oh, I thought it was 11.
No, it's a little bit shorter than that. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because of hard mode or not.
Yeah, it's because of hard mode.
Yeah, dude, they are hard on hard mode. I will say.
Okay.
Jars. Okay.
Loot gilded chests. 11 in 9 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Well.
I just don't go the way I went because I definitely cleared those rooms out real hard.
Sure.
I went north.
Let's spec into gilded.
Nice.
Ooh.
Surge protector. He just got hit by lightning while or something. That's funny.
I don't see any gilded in here. Okay. Ooh. 1 gilded. 2 gilded. 3 gilded.
He's on the board.
On the board. I'm crisscrossing this area over here. 2.5 minutes to get all of them and back. It's not happening.
Yeah. We could get my brain.
Well, we're going to have to deal with my curse in a little bit, so.
Yeah, give me a heads up on that because we want to go in with full mana and full health if possible.
Minute 30.
I do have that actually.
Hey, it's the stress flower. I got it.
Nice. Hey, let's go.
Yay, at least something came out of this vault.
I think you'll complete. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to. I have
well, with your help, yeah. I wish I'd found this at the time that I needed gilded chests.
Yeah, it's always like the next room would have been a Wild West or something. Oh, okay.
No mana.
Mana leak. Yes. So, do you on your potion have mana regen or no? Or mana, like, whatever, it gives you mana back?
No.
Okay. Well, this is now a really bad idea for you to stay in. You're level 0, effectively, after you've used up your mana.
Yep. Wow, 60,000 experience. That's going to put me up.
Oh, yeah, it was a custom. Holy cow.
It was a custom. That's 2 whole levels that it put me up.
Dang.
Dang. Well, that was certainly interesting. You know, just like scavs, you don't always find the thing that you need when you need it, and that's how it's going to be with the god altars, I do believe. But we did get some nice things. I got the allium transmog unlocked, the stress monster flower, and a good bit of gear. One of these is an epic plus, so let us see what we get. The druid shield. Which one is the druid shield? Oh, that looks like a tree, I think. Let's put that on. Yeah, it looks like a birch tree. I like my dragon better. But I'm needing a new sword. Ooh, 21 attack damage versus my 18 attack damage. This is max roll. All right. Well, we're going to have to be re-rolling that quite a bit. And looks like we did make it into the next tier, so I'm definitely going to be looking for these 12 armor pieces, because that's almost a max roll right there. 12 armor. That's probably almost certainly better than what I've got currently, although that's a really nice helmet too. But anyway, but also after that vault, it's kind of become pretty clear that I need more levels into Hunter. I'm going to be wanting to use Hunter, especially as I tackle those God Altar challenges, and the level 1 Hunter just isn't enough. Now, I don't really see that the radius gets any bigger, which I would have thought. Well, this is absolutely bonkers. It costs more mana, but it doesn't do anything at all in terms of duration or radius. I think I'll go ahead and do that just to see where it goes. So it reduces the cooldown. That's the difference. I'm not terribly impressed by that, honestly. But I'm going to go with it for right now. All right, well, before we do that, I mean, make sure that that's the right one.
It's the right one. The Nazurdik. I don't know how to say it, but sure, that.
Well, I am very happy to have this, and that you have that, and that your relic collection is now complete.
Yes. I have collected all the pieces. Finally, the power is mine.
Wow. What am I going to do
with an
princess has given it to me.
Yeah, what will you do? That's going to be fun. I imagine.
Ooh. But you know what? That's a real gift, I would say. Both of
Yeah,
them.
well, if it takes me longer than a full day, then I will destroy it afterwards. So just remember that. That's the deal.
I'm surprised I've already got another one. So I just, you know, I'm just glad I'm glad I can help. Glad I can help.
I appreciate it. Now I can have 29 minutes in the
Woo!
vault. It's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
Woohoo! More scabs. More greed.
More greed.
Thanks, Ozone.
Bye. You know what? This needs to go onto my trophy wall. This is kind of becoming my trophy wall. This is a blessing that we got from before update 12. We weren't in update 11 very long, so this is a real blessing from previous. Plus we got Vert's IOU, and now I've got the flower, the Stress Monster Allium flower. Ah, I need a better place for all my trophies, but I'm happy with that right there. Well, what do you say we see what we got from our crates? It was so nice of Vert to help us out. I'm terrible at scabs, and he is so good. So good. Don't see any... What, that's an Omega Axe. Oh, the other one? Do we have a relic or... Nope. Good, usual stuff. I mean, I'm sure that's all good stuff, but no relic, no trinket, no artifact. Because those are the big things. Those are the big boys. Well, maybe all this gear will give me something good. Oh, wow. There's a lot of good-looking stuff in there. That is terrible for an Omega Axe. Wow. There we go. Level 30, 41. That's going to be nice. That's going to be an upgrade right there, probably. That's 12 versus 14. Nice. 12 armor. That could absolutely be an upgrade. Probably garbage. Ooh, that could also... One of those will turn into a nice upgrade. Well, nice. Looks like we got some new armor on the horizon. So I had a chance to go through a couple of these pieces of gear, and two of them are definitely big upgrades. If we look, I'm at 74% defense because these boots now have 18 armor and the legs have 16 armor, which is a really big upgrade from what I had. Looking at those, we had 12 armor and 14. Which translates into a mere 69% defense. So the upgrade got me 5% more of defense, which is really significant, honestly. At level 40, we get into higher tiers of weapons and armor, and that's all really important. I really like to focus on defense for one, but for two, I always like to try to keep an eye out for when those tier changes are. Yeah, I have to go onto the website and play around with the level until I see the modifiers change, but 41 looks like a big one for me, so I'm going to continue to be running vaults at that level. Yeah, that's right. I actually leveled down the crystal just a little bit because it helps to make things that much easier, in my opinion. Alright, well, after that giant interlude, it's time to get back to the quests. Apparently, all I needed to do was log out and log back in. This game. Anyway, for this quest, it's time to put an architect seal onto a crystal. But that means I gotta craft an architect seal first. Now, what is an architect seal? An architect seal is a seal that lets you run a vault that you have constructed using inscriptions, which is what I have over here. See, we've got all these inscriptions that we've been collecting for a little while, and with the inscription table, which we're going to have to do in the next quest, you can actually make a vault with specific rooms in it, and you have to fill it out. And the architect seal is the first step in that. So because it is such a powerful seal, it takes a lot of resources, an entire block of vault diamonds. But honestly, this isn't that bad at this stage of the game. I feel like a bit of broken record. I say that a lot. But then honestly, I feel like I'm doing really, really well on resources all around. So a little bit of magic, and there we go. Now it's time to finish a crystal. And even though I haven't really been doing it, this is one of the things that I do really enjoy about being able to leave the void, is just being able to gather the resources that we need when we need it. What do you say? Feel like doing a little treasure hunting? I really enjoy treasure hunting. It's always so much fun. But let's just hope that we actually have treasure here, because the shoreline kind of doesn't match up. I guess. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There it is. I love treasure hunting. I love treasure hunting. Well, it's all good stuff except for the old iron sword. Even though it's mostly junk and we don't really care about it in Vault Hunters, I still love treasure hunting. Am I alone in that? Leave a comment down below. Do you really, really, really enjoy treasure hunting, even when you don't need anything from it? If so, you're in a good company because I do too. Oh my word, there have been some serious prankages going on here. I did not know Olaf had graced my base. Oh, wow. Let's go into free cam and take a look at that. Oh, wow. It looks like my base was not the only one. We've got a little sus guy over here, and we've got some googly eyes on the blimp. Oh, wow. I love it. It's so cute. But another treasure for my wall. In every series, my base just gets covered with buried treasure maps. And like I said, I don't do anything with them. It's just a thrill of the hunt. I love it. But anyway, we needed a crystal here so that we could put the seal on. So bring. It never gets old, does it? All right. One seal of the architect done and one quest complete. So now we get on to the next quest where they talk about inscriptions. And this is quite the lengthy read. But we have to apply an inscription to an architect crystal. And fortunately, like I said, I've got some inscriptions already here. So I wanted to add one that's going to add a whole bunch of stuff and not really modify the instability because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But that is quite good on there. And yeah, let's add this one. We got an 8% completion, adding a minute 16 with a 0.3 instability. Like I said, that is quite a good inscription. Oh, did we get an inscription? We got an inscription. I didn't realize that. And that inscription does absolutely nothing. Well, I guess let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, it just did absolutely nothing. I think that might be a bug too. I mean, why would they give us an inscription that does absolutely nothing? I mean, even when they gave us jewels, they were at least terrible size, but did something. Okay, well, quest complete. And we're finally caught up to the level 40 quests, which all I've got to do is reach level 40. Oh, I could have used this the other day. I could have used this the other day when I was trying to make my iSpawner. Wow. Okay, well, I'm happy to have it now. The next quest here is definitely new to Update 12. This one tells us all about the gods. We've seen and interacted with the Vault gods through many iterations of this pack, so they shouldn't be foreign to anybody, really. But this one talks about charms, which you can see I've got this one floating around my head because Vert was kind enough to donate it to me. And it talks about how the charms give you a certain affinity into the Vault. So all we got to do is accept that and we get our own charm. Very nice. Very nice. Now they tell us all about the god altars, which of course now you can find in the vaults after level 40, and how they issue you a challenge and you can get a favor and possibly a reputation point. It's all really, really good stuff, but now I've got to complete a god altar, which is exactly what I was trying to do a couple vaults ago with Vert. But this is what the rest of the game is about, at least until we get to the Herald anyway. We're going to be trying to find those god altars and trying to complete those challenges in order to get reputation. Just like the dungeons, the god altars seem to be a lot more rare than they used to be. And the challenges themselves are really, really hard because we're playing on hard mode, which means we have somewhere between 7 and 9 minutes, which is really not much time to try to do it. So we're finally done with all the quests, or at least caught up, and I'm really glad for that. And what kind of charm did we get? Does that work? It does work. We got an Idona charm with 14% affinity. The charm that Vert gave me is a Tenos charm with 8% affinity, so that's a pretty good bump. And of course, I've got the Divine Expertise giving me a flat 20% already. In the last episode, I also got a really nice comment from the Spencer saying that what I'd said about the elevator blocks is wrong, or at least not 100% correct anyway. These arrows, they're not just purely decorative. They actually dictate which way you face when you move to the elevator block. So even though I move into this elevator block and facing in this direction, when I go up, Well, I'm turned around and facing out because that's the direction of that thing. So again, the same thing. If I'm facing this direction and go down, it switches me around so that I'm facing the right direction, which is super helpful because then you're able to just walk straight out and not have to worry about finding your bearings. So thank you so much, the Spencer. And well, we are already out of time. Can you imagine that? I find it so hard to believe every week. But here we are back at the green bench, ready to say goodbye. And I really want to say thank you to everybody that continues to comment, like, and subscribe. It helps so much. So again, thank you. So I hope everybody has a happy holidays. And until we meet again, remember, be excellent to each other. I'm out.